Boxing King Media, powered by BYD and the Riyadh season. Eddie Hearn, we've just seen an epic event, another Riyadh season event that's gone down well with the fans. I saw you bopping your head to Eminem. You was like I've never seen you in fangirl mode before.
Massive fanboy of Eminem. Didn't get a chance to even meet him because we were running around everywhere, but I sort of nipped up the ramp so I could get nice and close and was filming the whole thing. It was amazing. You know what's great is the energy. And I love to see people having a good time. And when you look around, and I was filming it, everyone was just loving the show and the event. It was amazing. Like the undercard, Eminem, disappointed with the main event result, obviously. But great night.
I'll start with the main event. Dan Rafael and Rob Tebbett. I normally see what scorecards they pull because I normally trust their judgment. They both gave it to Crawford, and Dan Rafael said he needs to stop whining.
Yeah, I saw that. Dan Rafael can go fuck himself. That's number one. Number two is he scored it 115, 113. Right? No problem with that scorecard, by the way. But it's like when so many people thought Madrimov won as well. Now, maybe not as many as Crawford, but a lot of people. And a lot of people scored it a draw. I'm just disappointed as champion that he got no respect on the scorecards. One of the judges gave Crawford the last 4 rounds. The other 2 judges gave Crawford 3 of the last 4 rounds. And Crawford's corner was so quiet. And they sent him out for that 12th round, knowing, you saw how he come out, knowing he had to win that last round. And when they got in the ring after the fight, they knew. I went up to him, I went, you know this is close. He's like, no, and I see his face. And it's not a robbery by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think we deserved, as champion in a very close fight, to have got a little bit more respect on the scorecards.
What does that say about Crawford moving up the weights? Because there's talk about him fighting Canelo. Should he be taking that fight?
Madrimov's really good. Let's give him some respect. It's like people say Bud underperformed or whatever it was. At the end of the day, Madrimov performed great. He could have done more. I feel like he left a little bit of gas in the tank. And I think that he is inexperienced. He's had 10 fights, but when you see the scorecards, it's like, he could have done a little bit more. Probably wouldn't really have even mattered. And that's what actually annoys me a little bit. If you lose a close fight and you think, could have done a little bit more if you just won 1 round there, and if that round would have gone the other way, but it's not really. It's actually irrelevant.
Moving on to Gerald Miller, has he won you over? I see that bit of because I was looking at the fans' reaction. It seems like he's won a lot of fans over as well, the way he's been this week and his performance.
I think that, time is a healer, and I was very, personally disappointed with what happened around the AJ fight. That was over 5 years ago now, and sometimes people pull up my interviews and something I said 4 or 5 years ago and say, look, he's changed his tune. You do change your tune. Life changes, opinions change, people change. And I have to think, sometimes you have to think, do you deserve to pay the price for the rest of your life? I think that depends on the crime committed. Do you know what I mean? I think the answer is, in some instances, yes, you do. But in other instances, do you deserve the rub of the green? You've made a mistake. I always said that I wouldn't put him on one of my shows, and I've never put him on one of my shows since. I've never made a fight involving Jarrell Miller. I've been involved with Riyadh season events that His Excellency has put him on. I like Jarrell Miller. I think he deserves a lot of respect for the way he prepared for this fight, and I think he deserves a lot of respect for the performance. So people will have opinions, and my opinion is I'll do whatever the fuck I want, basically. And I'm not sure if I'd put him on one of my shows, but I respect the performance and I respect the hard work, and I'm pleased to see him doing well, because regardless of his mistake, he lost out on a huge payday and financially has probably struggled for a while now, and now he's probably got himself back on the feet, looking after his family, and good luck to him.
Is he one of the hottest free agents about now? Is it contractual free? Yeah. Heavyweight control?
Yeah. I think he'll be working with His Excellency and us and Queensbury and Spencer, and he'll be in another heavyweight fight for sure.
Last one, Martin Bacoli. You said it to Umar earlier. I was going to ask you about the sparring stories. Does that prove tonight maybe Billy Nelson has been telling the truth about the sparring stories?
Yeah, look, he's a lump and he's a handful. He can punch. He's going to hurt people in sparring. He's going to hurt people in the ring, and I'm sure he's been hurt in sparring as well. But sparring's completely irrelevant. What he did tonight was did the job in the ring. You know, he made a lot of money tonight, and he's going to make a lot of money in his next fight. And I'm pleased for him. I'm pleased for Billy Nelson, who's, you know, he's ground it out with him. He's still a little bit of an who wants him, who needs him, because he's a dangerous fucker and he's a big old lump.
Is he a free agent as well?
Yeah, I believe he is. I think that was his last fight with Boxer. Look, I'm sure he's going to carry on Riyadh season anyway.
Happy days. I'm just going to mention the Outfield. What on earth is this? Some fancy silk stuff you got going on?
This is a little Dolce Gabbana. Obviously, my partners, like, I shift a lot of product, obviously, in Milan. And I just love wearing the pyjamas, mate. They're so comfortable. It's just become a little bit of a thing now.
Okay. Last thing, press conferences, any news, any update on Shakur Stevenson, any updates on anything?
Not really, no. Obviously, we've got the Canelo presser on Monday in New York. And then head back. I'm going to try and get out to the Olympics. Obviously disappointed that Bia lost today. But, yeah. And
Is that
then
another bet you've lost?
Yeah, I did. I paid up. Shakur was $1,000, yeah.
I was saying to some...
You know, the worst thing is, lost $1,000 to Shakur. And as Bacoli and Jared Anderson walked out, he went, do you want to bet this one as well? Because obviously Jared's his boy, and I went, nah, leave it. And I should have bet it, but there you go.
Mate, your record ain't good with Riyadh season events.
There you go.
Right. Eddie Hearn, as always, appreciate your time. Thank you very much.